Alrighty guys and gals, thanks for joining my channel again. Sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video. My computer decided it wanted to go out on me. So a couple of things that have happened since then. I've got a new workbench here and I've been outfitting it with a few things. So today we are going to be installing a vise, and then I got a few other things we're going to do. The main point of the video is I'm going to show y'all how to properly clean and maintenance your chainsaws. So without further ado, let's get this thing installed and then we'll get on with the chainsaw. And just like that, it is installed. Alright, so the first thing you always want to do when you start messing around with your chainsaws is you have to make sure that all of your oil ports are clean for your bar oil. So these bars right here, and I'm using steel chainsaws, that's about the only chainsaw that I really use. With these chainsaws, all the bars get oiled throughout each rotation. So the very first thing that I like to check whenever I'm doing my general maintenance on these saws is that the bar is clean of any debris, any sawdust, anything like that. So what we're going to do to check that is first you're going to want to get your wrench that actually comes with the saw, and we're going to take off these two nuts right here. And what this does is this actually exposes this cover plate. So what I generally do is I will loosen them up, and then I actually like to loosen my blade as much as I can, so you can actually see that it's hanging down. And what this does is whenever I go to put the bar back on, I'm not fighting the chain a lot trying to get the chain put back into place, and it just gives me a lot of wiggle room to reinstall the bar whenever I get ready to. So after I get my chain loose right here, I'll go ahead and take these two nuts completely off. And really what you can do is just loosen them up, and then they'll actually spin off my hand. And you can see before I even get them completely off, that cover plate's already loose. And so here, as soon as we pull the bar off, or excuse me, the bar cover off, you notice all this little bit of sawdust right here, this sawdust right here, and then I've got a whole bunch of sawdust. Let's bring this in right here. So I've got a whole bunch of sawdust in right there. So we're going to worry about that here in just a minute, because for right now what we're going to do is actually pull this bar off. So what I like to do is there's actually a little sprocket right here that the bar sits on. So all you do is you just pull it back, push the bar back, and you pull the chain off the sprocket, and that removes your bar. Alright, so now that we have the bars separated from the saw, we're going to go ahead and pull the chain out from the bar. And we're going to look around. I've been cutting pine trees with this, so you got, so on mine I actually have this big gunk of pine sap right here. That's really not going to bother anything, but I do like to have them off of there. So all I'm going to do is just get a pick and pick at it until it comes out of there. Alright, now my next thing I like to check are the two cog holes right here. This is actually what where the device goes that tightens and loosens the chain. I like to get in there and get those cleaned out as well. And this one's really gunked up right here. And then go right down the valley where the chain slides, and you can actually watch all the gunk fall out of it as I go down through there. And this surprisingly, is actually fairly clean. Then end of the day, that's it. Now, fun little tip here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the tip of this bar is actually discolored from the center of the bar. That is where, while I was cutting, the oil stopped flowing at some point. The chain got too hot and it actually tempered the bar. So it heated up the bar so much that it actually changed colors. Alrighty, now that we got the chain taken care of, now we're going to focus on the saw itself. So, I like to start with cover plate first. We're just going to get in here and just kind of pop all that out. Kind of scrape it out the best you can. And as always, it's very important to make sure you get absolutely everything out of here. Alright, so that's what you're left with. Now, what I typically do after that is I'll get my air compressor out. After I knock my camera on the ground. And I could have reached my air compressor the whole time. Right. Come back this way. Get your little spray nozzle here, and all I do is just blow out any excess trash that I can't get. Alright, so after your air compressor gets done filling back up, if you got a cheap one like mine, this is what you should be left with. Nice and clean. There is a little bit of oil residue in there. That's not anything I'm concerned with. So we're just going to set that off to the side. We're going to do the absolute same with the saw here. And then we'll go through putting everything back together. Alrighty, so now that we've got this one clean, what we're going to do is go ahead and put the bar back on. Now what I do every time I take my bar off to clean it and sharpen the blade, I actually flip the bar around. So last time the bar was sitting like this. This time, not that you can really see it, but the Still logo is upside down. And the reason behind that is these particular bars that I like to use have a bearing here in the end of them. And flipping the bar side to side actually evenly wears the bearings and the sidewalls on the runners up here. So, reinstalling the blades, fairly straightforward. You do it the exact opposite of how you took it off. You go ahead and slide the two bolts into the long hole in the bar, simultaneously putting the chain back on the sprocket. Supposed to go. Now once you get it in here, if you do it gently, you can actually balance the bar where it's supposed to go. Then all we're going to do is we're going to take the cover plate here, put it back in, put the two nuts back on, but we're not going to completely tighten these yet. We are going to run these in about as tight as you can with your finger. And then before we go any further, we want to rotate the chain just a little bit just to make sure that it's on the sprocket and everything right. Then we're going to get our handy wrench back out and tighten the chain back up. Now, different people will tell you different ways to tighten your chain back up. I have found that it's more of a preference. I like mine a little on the tighter side. See, now I can pull the chain down to where it just, the tooth just barely comes down from the bottom of the slide right here. You can do the same pulling up, but it's going to go up just a little bit further. So I'll do that, and then I'll go another 1/8 of a turn. And then from there, take your wrench, and you're actually going to go in a torque pattern with these to make sure they're evenly tightened, and then your bar is reinstalled. Get my new one. We're going to break these screws loose. So on this one there are 3 screws that once you get them loosened up, well, you got to get them all the way loosened up. The cover plate just pops right off, exposes the top of the engine, the muffler back here, spark plug, air filter, and all your linkages and everything. And this is actually pretty clean. The air filter is a little dirty, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. And on this one, all you do is you just turn it 1/4 of a turn and it pops out, and there's your air filter. So you can see all the dirt build up. So we're going to go ahead and blow all that out. Alrighty, so as you can tell, looks a whole lot better now. So all we're going to do is line it back up and turn it until it clicks. It's reinstalled. We can go ahead and set the cover plate back over. And then tighten all the screws. And again, on this one, you want to go in a torque pattern, so you don't want to completely crank down on one screw. You get it hand tight. Hand tight. And then again, hand tight on this one. And then you go just a little bit more. And then that's it. Alrighty guys and gals, so that concludes the video of how to clean and kind of maintain your rear handle chainsaw. Stay tuned next week for how to do it on a top handle chainsaw. Now this one's going to be a little bit different, and we'll get into that next week. So right now, thanks for joining my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and drop down and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to drop a comment and tell me what you want to see next. Thanks.